Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first of what I think is going to be a lot of many videos about Beyond, specifically this companion app. What I have here is the downloaded app for the Mac. That is the damage file, DMG file, that you'll find should you purchase the app on itch.io. But without further ado, we're going to go into this. This is Beyond the Light. You'll see that this is the entrance to the website itself. You can read it if you want to. I've read it a lot, so you can just click skip intro and it'll take you to these couple of choices. Now, this is for solo entry. When you are a GM or if you're playing within the campaign, you'll still have these two options to choose from. As a recommendation, if you just want to click around and not follow like a storyline or look at the map, then I would recommend the legacy mode. I'm going to click the known realm just to show you what that looks like before we switch on over to legacy mode. So known realm. Known realm takes you to the map. This is for people who want to run a campaign for the world itself. Within the codex that you're going to find right here, you'll actually have a lot of different opportunities to look at the specific places, the provinces that exist throughout the known realm of Theos. You'll also have different political records, recent timelines, player codex. You can open the full codex here. But we're not going to be looking at that right now. We're just going to be dividing this into different sections. And excuse me for the background noise. There's street cleaning going on outside. Anywho, we're going to be breaking this into different sections for the website itself. I'm going to keep it relatively short, about 30 minutes. So without further ado, let's get into it. So starting solo in minutes, you're going to have this prompt here to kind of just give you an overview of how to run the game, things to look for, and how to just keep momentum going. So you're going to be generating a Wayfarer. You can do this manually, or you can go into it through a guided build. For those that have never played before, Beyond runs the MAD system. The MAD system asks you to roll two dice, a dread die and your action die. You'll see your action dice are going to be right here, right next to the soul array, your action dice. You have body, strike, shoot, mind, spirit, defend, control, lead, and valor die. Valor die was changed recently. It used to be adventure die. Now it's valor die, just to keep it different from something that reads as advantage, because advantage is still relevant within the game. But as I mentioned, you're going to be rolling two dice, usually more, but two dice is standard, your action die versus the dread die. The GM or the Candlekeeper is going to be asking you to roll a check. And rather than saying, roll me a athletics check, they are simply just going to be like, okay, roll me a body check or a body roll. So you would be rolling your D10, for instance. That's kind of normal TTRPG, D&D flavoring for those that only know the D&D, I guess, words for these things, Dungeons and Dragons. But for the MAD system, you would be rolling your body die against a dread die. I have different areas for you to look at for dice. You can either hit up your quick panel to roll dice here. You can go into the dice tab here, or you can click directly into your character sheet. So it seems like for my identity, I am Tyrone Smith. I'm an anthropologist and grew up as a dockside fixer. I was born in the harvest season and I am bold. For those that want to upload images into their character, you can either open Perchance, which will take you here, this website. Oh, it seems like it didn't do it. I'll have to edit it later, but that's okay. You can open it up directly into Perchance or upload an image from the folders on your computer. For the sake of this, I'll select this guy. So you have your career, background, your age. Looks like I'm 88 years old. I am an old fart going into this journey. You can work your job. Working your job successfully against the dread die of D6 will earn you 100 credits. So once again, you can either roll it directly from this. So I could click this here to see if I successfully did it, and it looked like I did. My body rolled a 3 and the dread rolled a 2, which was a success. Success is meeting or beating the dread die that is set by your candlekeeper. The candlekeeper generally does not roll. They navigate the rolls, or I suppose setting the dread for the Wayfarers of Beyond. They will normally say, "Hey, let me know what you're doing. Oh, I see that you're trying to do something a little more physical, so roll me a body versus a Dread D20. Dread D4 is easy, Dread D20 is difficult. The lovely thing that I've created for this game is I've set up an exploding die system. So if you roll the maximum, which is a critical usually in any TTRPG, instead of just taking a critical, you would roll again. So if I had rolled a 10, let's say for the body, I rolled a 9. I can continue to roll until I no longer roll a critical. So I could reach upwards into the hundreds if I'm lucky, although I've never seen that happen. The least that I've seen happen is one of my players rolled a D4 and continued to roll and max out that 4. So they rolled like a 26, I believe, on their D4. It's really cool. So yes, these are my action dice. It seems like I'm a very strong guy. My strike is a D8, so any melee attacks, I'm going to be rolling my strike die. Shoot is a D6 plus 1, and I'll tell you right now why it's a plus 1. It's a plus 1 because my weapons in my weapon slot 1 shows that I have a plus 1 in my shoot, which is great. You have a merchants, which tells you kind of a lot of different things that you have. So you can buy a sword that has strike plus 1, an axe, mace, etc., etc. Shield, which adds your valor die to your defense. So if I'm gonna buy a shield right now, if I were to equip this shield, which by the way, for those that are noticing, all items have a lore page here, which you can read. I'm going to equip this into weapon slot 1. You're going to see here that my defend now has a valor die. So I would presumably roll a d4 with advantage d6. My advantage d6 is coming from my armor, scrap metal armor. I have an advantage d6, and I have 2 actions during combat. So if you look here, all armor gives you advantage to your rolls. Advantage, for those that are unfamiliar with that wording, you roll your base die, my base die here being d4, show it here, base die being d4, plus, and you'll see that it exploded here, the 9, plus an advantage d6, so I'm going to roll a free d6, I rolled a 5, plus my valor die. My valor die rolled 2. So, advantage, D6 versus D4. My defend D4 rolled a 9. So that is the highest number, and that's what I'm going to take. Plus my Valor die, which was 2. So 9, 10, 11. And let's say the Candlekeeper said, hey, the dread for this was a D10. So I'm going to roll a D10 here. And it rolled a 1. So that's 9, 10, 11 versus a 1. I beat the dread. If I was fighting against a enemy, I would take the difference in that roll to see how much damage I got on the enemy. So it was 10 damage, which is a lot of damage. 10 damage. All right, let's continue to look at the things that are relevant for my character. Resources and vitality. Credits, I have 168 credits. I can always change how many credits I have through here. I can either add or I can just edit it directly. Oh, it seems like that button's not working. I'll have to fix that later. Health, I have 8 health. My health comes from my defend. So you'll see that my defend is a D4. If I were to increase that to a D6, my health changed to 12. Oh, I kind of just killed myself right now. That's why it's lagging. That's fine. We'll let it do what it needs to do. Trauma, there it is. We'll recover. Recovery. Recovery is always half of your damage. So if I had taken, well, 4 damage, for instance, and I recover 2. If I take a long rest, I heal up all the way. Trauma is, you'll see it says seek a sage at a temple to heal trauma. That's mostly for holdings. There are temples in the provinces. Traumas give you everlasting conditions, negative conditions. So you'll see if I am weakened, it brings my body, my strike, and my shoot down a step. So before it was a D10, and you'll see right here it was a D10. But if I get trauma, you'll see that my body, my strike, and my shoot go down 1 tick because I have 1 trauma. If I have another trauma, 2, it's still weakened until 3, which then brings my might and control down. You can gain trauma different ways. Your Candlekeeper might ask you to roll a mind versus a dread die. If you fail, you can get trauma, or what happens over time, and this is pulled from the Beyond the Stars book. Um, you can gain trauma by gaining stress. Right now, I have 0 stress. You'll see that I have a stress profile here, a nervous tick, an obsession, and a stress reaction. So if I get 3 stress, my nervous tick kicks in. I whistle tunelessly during tense situations. I can also gain, of course, more stress. Your Candlekeeper might say, hey, roll the Valor die. The amount that you rolled is the amount of stress that you have. You can always add it here. You can clear it to 0. Or if you get 20 stress, you'll see that I eventually get 1 trauma. Radiation. This is mostly relevant for areas with obvious radiation. Your Candlekeeper might say, once again, roll your Valor die to add the amount of radiation that you have. So in the character sheet here, you can add anywhere from +10. You can subtract 10. You can do a phase rad roll. So rather than rolling your Valor die, just rolling that, see that I gained 30 radiation. Uh, if you have rad suits, it might or it will decrease that amount. But or you can also seek doctors to clear it. Injuries, if you're in a battle, if an enemy crits against you and you fail to defend yourself, you'll get an injury. That's automatically set up within the companion app, so you don't have to look throughout the book. Once again, you'll find that in Beyond the Stars. Scars of Death. Uh, Dying looks a little different. You have as many chances as until you get a 6. So if you roll a d6, a 6 on a d6, then you are dead. Otherwise, you might be able to come back. However, you will have scars of death. So the number of avoided deaths add a +1 to your roll. So if I were to roll a 5 and I had 1 scar of death, that would mean 6 and I'm dead. Path tokens. For every successful roll that you gain, you get 1 path token. This isn't just encourages people to roll a lot. Everything that is successful, you get a successful roll, which you can spend to um, increase your die. Let's say I wanted to actually increase my body die from a D10 to a D12. You'll see that it is now a D, or it should be a D12. Oh, it's because I have this. There we go. All right, let's actually do that again so you can see. You'll see that my body is a D10 right now. We'll increase this to 15. We'll increase that to a D12 now. So that's for successful rolls. If you fail a roll, you get teamwork points. Teamwork points are fun because, well, one, I always hated the fact that whenever if I failed or critically failed, there was just nothing. It's just, hey, you suck. Teamwork points are a way to kind of mitigate that. So whenever there is a failed roll, not only will you get something like this that pops up to tell you like, hey, you failed your roll by this amount. Let's say the difference of the amount of the failed roll was 4, and I had 7 teamwork points in my pool. Teamwork points are shared throughout your party. So as people are failing their roles, the teamwork points increase, and you have to just chat with them and say, like, hey, I think this is a really important role to succeed at. Do you mind if I spend the four teamwork points to make my role succeed? You can apply that bonus, which will then subtract it from your teamwork points. It succeeded. Yay. Or what you can do is spend 2 teamwork points to push your luck. Pushing your luck steps up the dread die 1 level and allows you to re-roll your chosen pool. Success, you gain a positive condition, and I'll touch on positive conditions here. Failure, you gain negative conditions. Conditions are a one-time use only. Here are the pools for your dice pool. So body, strike, shoot, those are all combined. Mind, control, that's combined. Spirit, lead, that's combined. And defend is its own thing. If you gain a positive condition in any of those categories, those either go up or go down. You saw it going down earlier when I gained trauma. Trauma are everlasting conditions until you meet a doctor or a sage at a temple, or positive conditions, which bring up your die pool up a step until like one of the dice in that die pool get used. So what I mean by that is this. Let's say I am empowered. You'll see empowered is body, strike, and shoot. You'll see that my body, strike, and shoot went up. So if I take this off here, it's D20, D10, and D8. If I take this off, you'll see that it went back down to D12, D8, and D6. Now I am empowered. Let's say I empower myself by either resting at a location that grants me the empowered condition, or through a spell or a personal flavor that my character has that allows me to go up a step. If I use, let's say I'm in a situation where the let's clear this. I'm climbing a mountain. The GM says, or the Candlekeeper says that the dread is a D12. So I rolled 11 here. And he says, roll your body to try and climb this. So I'm going to powerfully climb that. I am currently empowered. So mine went from D12 to D20. If I use this, I rolled a 19. The dread was 11. I succeeded, which is wonderful. I'm going to add a successful roll right now. And you'll see that my body, my strike, and my shoot went down, and my condition was cleared. Negatives are from failed push, trauma, or from monsters. Some monsters have special powers that will give you those negative conditions. Similarly, you can get positive conditions from either your other Wayfarers, your team, spells, or personal flavors. And I keep mentioning personal flavors. Some of you might be looking over here. I'll touch on that in a second. Um, you have a dread die roller here as well for those that want to just roll it there. Equipment, my favorite. This is the space that you can obviously just change the outlook of or the look of your character. I currently have a shield, which grants me plus defend. I'm going to unequip it here and actually equip it into my weapon slot 2. and equip my sling to weapon 1. So you'll still see all the relevant information here. Sweet. Um, I have a scavenger's pouch, which grants me Valor die advantage to anything related to lockpicking, gloves, mine flashlight, sorry, mini flashlight, or wire cutters. So if I use anything within this scavenger's pouch, let's say I want to roll a control, I would add my Valor die as advantage. So here's my Valor die, and let's say I roll control, which is a D4. I would take my Valor die as success. Let's say the Dread was a D4. 5 versus 2, I succeed. I can sell it for 50. There's a lot that you can do, or you can move it to your community backpack. This right here is helpful for those that are trying to run a campaign, which I'm going to do that in a different video because that is its own dedicated system within the website that I really want to focus on. But yeah, and last but not least, let's touch on, oh, you'll see that anything with +1, +2, +3, +4 grants you weapon mods. Weapon mods can be bought within the merchants. You'll see it right here, has its own dedicated weapon mod. There's a local market pressure going on in the province right now, which is why you see a lot of the prices changed and a little more expensive. So, simple weapon grants you 1 mod slot, 2, so you can buy multiple and add it to those weapons. Let's see. I have 1 available, so I'm going to buy, this is for ranged. Actually, what is the condition for this? This is yeah, this is a ranged. So I'm going to buy a silencer. Do I have enough? No, I don't have enough. Oh, boo, I don't have enough for any of this. Ah, that sucks. That's fine. Let's add some money then. There we go. 398. We'll buy the silencer. And it was automatically equipped to my slot here. Affixes are their own thing, and I will probably talk about those at a later time, but no time like the present to talk about what is relevant for the character generator. Silencer. With surprise, this weapon deals ×3 damage. So I would roll my shoot die. Let's say I rolled 7 times 3, which is 21, versus, say, the enemy has a dread die of a d6. Ooh, 21 minus 4, which is 20, 19, 18, 17. Yeah, I still have to use my fingers. So what? Which is, man, I forgot the number. I think it was 17 or 18. Anywho, a lot of damage. So that's a good one to have. Augmentations, you can buy augmentations from, once again, the merchants. You'll find them right over here and kind of change the outlook. You do only have a limited number of slots, which is half your body dies. So increase your body die, which will grant you more slots and more augmentations to purchase and change. Um, Spend 5 path tokens, and you must have renown +3. You can get renown through completing specific missions for the specific factions. So the rebel faction grants me, if I complete this one, +1, but it's against the military, so I would get -1 to the military faction. And I think it was +1 there. So that's only if I actually succeeded on that. If I get +3, I'm trusted by the rebel faction, I have 3 renown, which I then can buy the augmentations over here. Last but not least, your personal flavors and traits. Personal flavors are a set of 100 different flavor interactions. Here's the whole codex for those that if you want to read. I have frosted, chill any object with a touch. See, these are just, I guess, scene specific. Some of them actually will affect you. So, for instance, Pact Witness, this says plus Valor die bonus to spirit on deity pact outcome. So, let's say your Candlekeeper has a deity that they want to run and says like they're asking you to do X, Y, and Z. Anything specific to that outcome or that specific situation, you would add your Valor die bonus to any spirit rolls for that scene. I have a mutation. By the way, the more radiation you have, the more likely you'll get mutated, which might be cool for some people. Let's see. Moderate roll penalty -1 to defend. Rad mutations gained. Okay. So I gained a mutation from, yeah, from my radiation, superhuman reflexes, step up advantage to body saves. So any body save, I would have step up advantage. So currently, oh, there it is. It already did the math for me. So I have D12 with step up advantage to any of my body rolls, which is cool. Um, I also had another one that I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was superhuman reflexes. Either way, mutations just change how your Wayfarer works. Starting item, these are kind of just useless little items. I start off with a bone flute. And here is what I look like. You can, of course, change this at your will, rolling all. Physique. I am chiseled. I'm birthmarked. I have curly hair, square face, antique clothes. My virtue is mercy. My vice is I'm lazy. I have a goofy reputation, and I am exiled. Um, cool, sweet. And that is basically the character tab. You have some backstory here that you can either type in or change. They will appear within the maps, either holding at sea or the galaxy. I believe the world that was as well. So they might show up randomly. You'll see that I believe, who is this? Yes. So my trusted contract actually shows up here, so I can run missions from them, or I can talk and build trust. But my conversation went poorly. I have -1 trust now to them. So it's a ever-changing companion app. This is mostly to alleviate a lot of people from having to, I suppose, create their own world and manage a lot of the paperwork and having to flip through pages. The companion app does it for you. You have the free version on itch.io, or if you're interested, you can always purchase the app. That is always helpful. The purchasing of the app will also give you a lot of updates that I can't do within the free version on itch.io. For instance, I'm currently working on creating accessibility for people who want to change the language of this. So if you are a Spanish speaker, you can change the accessibility so it reads in Spanish. Those will be live updates. Those will be free for those that spend $15 on the actual companion app. But aside from that, that is all that I have for this one. I believe, well, not I believe. The next video is going to touch on a lot of the rules. I'm going to run a combat scenario and the VTT. And I will perhaps run a small game and chunk it up once again for a 30-minute watch for those that are interested. You have a quick access as well, which is the last thing that I will touch on. But aside from that, this is Beyond the Light, a digital companion. Thank you so much for watching, and of course, stay tuned for a lot more of the the game that I'm going to be rolling out and, just sharing for those that are interested. Thank you so much and have a beautiful day. Bye bye.